Hello, gentle viewers. This is Guardian, welcoming you back to Out of the Park Baseball 24 with the Boston Red Sox and the Negro Leagues. In our previous episode, we finished a very respectable 154 record. However, we did fall short in the World Series. It's our job to not only get back to the World Series, but to bring home the gold. So I want to thank you all for watching the first episode in the series. It always means a lot to me to see lots of people watching and enjoying the save, so to speak. Um, Really exciting that people are enjoying it, and we're gonna keep going with it for at least a while longer. Um, let's see. Anything wild happen? No, not really. Okay. So, my friends, what are we going to do this episode? Well, we're going to burn through another off season and get through another season. Hopefully, have the 1921 World Series have a very different outcome than the 1920. Um, there is still a bit of an issue, which is I don't know why. So if we quickly look at the rules, color barrier is unchecked. But if you go to the Negro League rules need to be disabled. This has to happen. And somehow it got turned on, and we don't want that. We absolutely do not want that. Um, we very much want it to be normal. We want it to be possible for Negro League players to join this league and vice versa. I also want to see the AI actually buy Negro League players. If they don't after this season, if we don't see at least one player change teams, we're probably going to have to do something about that. Um, I've got a couple ideas in mind. Perhaps the most obvious is just deleting the Negro Leagues entirely. But then my concern is what happens to the Negro League players, because I do want them to become available earlier so we can see. Like, that's the whole point of the series, right? So, for now, though, we'll leave it be. And let us go ahead, my friends, and advance time. Do I need to hire any coaches? I don't believe so. No, I do not. Very true, very true. I need to activate you. We're definitely going to need at least one more starting pitcher, I think. I think we've got some that are decent, but we really need more than that. We've got quite a few stars, which is really good to see. But I do think we use a little bit more depth. And in particular, I'd like to see us upgrade um, at some specific position. Let us advance forwards in time. See if we got any awards. We got Everett Scott walked away with a gold glove. Good for him. Acid Harry Hooper. Nice. Very nice. Most appreciatives, good sir. We're just going to zip all the way down to the end of the award season. We had two Silver Sluggers. Toriente, unanimous Rookie of the Year. I won Manager of the Year. And Wade Hoyt narrowly got the Cy Young Award, which I actually found kind of surprising. He certainly wasn't a bad pitcher at all, but I am somewhat surprised that he made it. But I'm happy about it nonetheless. I don't think we're getting an MVP though, because I don't think any of our players had a high enough WAR. No, Dobie Moore could potentially have won MVP. Let's see. Did win MVP. This fucking Babe Ruth guy, man, he sucks. Oh, yeah, the League with 10 war. Yeah. Jerk. Why don't we have a guy like that? Oh, wait. Hmm. It's fine. Let us see who might be eligible for the Hall of Fame that we can vote in. I gotta be real with you. A lot of these guys suck. Not Nap Bourgeois. He's pretty special. Cy Young. Fuck that guy. No, I'm joking. He definitely deserves to be in. Honus Wagner, obviously. I will vote for Rube Waddle, but I reserve the right to kick him out if somebody really awesome comes along. I do enjoy me getting spaghetti plank. Obviously, Chrissy Mathewson is a Hall of Famer by anyone's definition. Kid Gleason, not so much. Um, I do enjoy Mordecai Three Finger Brown. Roger Bresnahan did invent shin guard, so I think he deserves credit for that. And we just got a whole bunch of pictures that are right around the same skill level. I don't necessarily feel obligated to vote them in. I've only got 2 spots left. Um, I think Clark Griffith deserves it for being a builder as well as a pitcher. And then fuck. There's another pitcher who's had like 60 WAR that I was mulling over. Yeah, we'll vote in Ed Walsh too. I like Ed Walsh. And submit. There you go, done. First year player draft. What? Oh, the Braves. Never mind. I was like, how in the fucking hell do I have the first overall draft pick? But no, I'm not that lucky. It's the other Boston team that had it. Fair. Very fair. Man, this is a crazy deep draft. It doesn't have much in the way of pitching, though. So that is something to definitely consider as we mull over our choice once our choice comes around. Give me my scouting director, please. Auto draft. So most of the obvious Hall of Famers have been taken already, which I'm not surprised about at all. Not in the least. Um, Red Lucas is a really good pitcher, but he's very much a dead ball era pitcher that happens to be able to hit. I don't necessarily dislike it, but I do want to see there's something even better if we think about it. Good old Joan Jones here would be a decent choice, actually. He's already fairly well developed, and I think there's a better than even chance that he can come in and be useful. I wonder if he's actually a Negro Leaguer. I know it says somebody real life stats. What if I include all levels? Interesting. You just never got out of the minors. Okay, that's fair. Hey, did he say he's... No, he's 22. Yeah. I could definitely see acquiring him. I think he would offer a really useful piece to the puzzle. David Miner is a wonderful hitter, but he's not a very good catcher, and I've already got an elite catcher. As much as Red Lucas offers raw upside, it's going to take him a while to get there. Whereas David Lucas is good right now, or Jay Jones is good right now. So I'm going to go ahead and draft him. Done. Now I will take Red Lucas. I will happily take Red Lucas, given he is such a good pitcher. And Lefty Wolf, possibly. He is a pretty incredible reliever. Sure. Draft. 64 rounds, that's funny. Actually like the idea of getting Specs here a lot. He'd be a pretty solid second baseman under the right circumstances. Let's go ahead and grab him. Add him to our bevy of baseball baddies. Walt Larian is just such a good home run hitter that I'd happily put him out like at first base if the rest of his package develops a bit. So we'll go ahead and do that. And then do your thing, scouting dude. He is delighted. Extremely hard. How about $700? I think you'll agree that's an incredible bargain. A truly outstanding bargain. Are we paying a good bit for player development? I hope we are. Can I put in like 20 grand? That's a little bit too much. That's fine. I've got loads of money, so there's no reason not to max out on these things. Because I'm sitting on like what? 800 grand almost? I should at least be checking out free agency, shouldn't I? Frank Brazil is actually a really talented player. He's a Negro Leaguer. I don't hate this idea. I don't hate that in the slightest. Wait a minute. Wait just a minute. I'm pretty sure this guy was in the Negro Leagues. Yeah, that's awesome. Oh, that's really cool, actually. I really appreciate that. And it does actually prove that you can have, you can acquire Negro Leaguers. That's great. Um, my present second baseman is Mike McNally. That other guy is so much better. I think we have to go for it. Second base is an area we could use some improvement at, and I think he offers a ton. The thing is, he's a shitty second baseman. That's a fair point. Is there a second base that actually doesn't suck at second base? Is my question. Eh, Frank Brazil would be a wonderful hitter. Like that is a definite true statement. The problem is he's not a very good second baseman. So I guess the question is, do we just accept having a subpar second baseman who can light it up offensively? Maybe it's worth a chance, right? Like maybe that is a possibility. Oh, who we got on the Rule 5? Do I care about listing any of these guys? Harry Harper a little bit. It's not that Harry Harper is actively terrible. It's just I don't know what role he has on this team, but I will nonetheless Um, put him on our active roster. I keep him around for a while longer. Well, I just drafted him. He's actually already not terrible. Is there anybody sitting in the Rule 5 draft? Not even in the slightest. They're all not interesting. And nobody even got picked. That's not too surprising. We're going to zip along down to preseason time. Like, if our stars have a chance to be stars, I think we've got a metric ton of upside. I truly believe that. Um, Jones gets to make the roster right away. Joneson. Um, I would really appreciate it if we could get a little bit more depth. I think would be very useful. But our top flight players play like top flight players, and that's really beneficial. Third base is actually kind of a gaping hole right now that we'll have to figure out at some point. Whether that's making W Moore play second base or what. Where did he play this season? He played mostly second base, so figure it out. Absolutely figure it out. Does anybody want Stuffy McInnes? Is there a market for Stuffy McInnes, I wonder? I just don't see any point in having a first baseman who's not very good. Like, the amount of value that provides seems minimal. Bring in Wahoo Sam Crawford, who's way past his prime. Meh. Another contender might get desperate, and we can perhaps capitalize on that. You increased my budget. I still can't do anything with the budget, but I appreciate it. Plank, Wagner, Mathewson, Lajoie, Mordecai Brown, and Ed Walsh all made it. Um, some of these guys actually made it in real life. Like, I'm pretty sure Huey Jennings made the Hall of Fame. I'm pretty sure Doc White made the Hall of Fame. Um, let me see here. Huey Jennings. Maybe he wasn't. No, he didn't make the Hall of Fame. What? No, he is in the Hall of Fame. Yeah, he is. I don't know why, but he is. He did play a lot of games. He did play a lot of games at shortstop. He just wasn't that amazing, but yeah. It is what it is. But yeah, no Hall of Fame for that guy. Fuck him. And I'm pretty sure a couple of the other guys are Hall of Famers. Like, I'm pretty sure Doc White is also in the Hall of Fame. Let me search Doc White. I really want to go to the Baseball Hall of Fame someday. I haven't been there yet. And, I guess Deacon White is the one I was thinking of, not Doc White. Eh. Anyways, let us go ahead now and advance time. But yeah, I really want to go to the Hall of Fame someday. I've been to the Football Hall of Fame, but never been to the Baseball Hall of Fame. It's just never been a great time, but maybe that day is coming soon. Who can say? Silver Slugger, Herb Pennock. I'll thank you to refer to him. Buck Ewing is quickly turning out not to be that great a catcher. That's disappointing. Dobie Moore just went from average at second base to the dirt fucking worst. That's lame. Maybe don't do that, please. 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 Lefty Wolf is improving. That's good to see. All right, spring training time. Um, let's see here. He is a bit of a downer, but I just want warm bodies that seem reasonably competent. To give them a chance to win a spring training thing. Walt Larian could be such a huge player. I just need to find a way to use him to his best advantage. Who's my backup catcher? Do I not have one? No, I have Devine and I have Ewing. Eh, we'll figure it out. I'm not going to rush anybody right now. And then I'm going to let you do what you want. I'm going to do what I want here. I definitely want to roll a 5-man rotation here in spring training. Let people air out their arms, and then we'll go from there. But I mean, to be honest, we're going to go with a 4-man rotation anyway. Like, at this point, there's just really no point to doing a 5-man rotation. Um, in my opinion. I'm going to go ahead and put you on the IL now so I don't forget. Joe Bush got better. Harry Harper got worse. Edward Williams got a little bit better. Frank Brazil is about the same. Good old Herb. Herm. That's right, Herm. That's his name. Next week, please. And one more week. Week. Losing Wally Shang actually hurts a lot. Um, hmm. I don't really want to call up Walt Larian yet. I want him to develop a little bit. But I do think your time in the minors could be quite short. Um, let's go ahead and get the opening day roster set. I believe the roster is still 25 players, right? Is that what we're going with? We're going with 25 players. Okay. I have 11 pitchers. That's still probably too many, to be honest with you. Is probably too many pitchers, but I'd rather have too many. So that's exactly what we're gonna do. I'm gonna go ahead and build out the roster shortly here. I'll do it now. So the very best starting pitcher we have is Wade Hoyt, obviously. Good old Wade. Then we're gonna pick. Do I want Bullet Joe Bush to be a starting pitcher again? I don't think I do. I think we're gonna do Bill Holland for our number 2, Jay Jones for our number 3, and then we're gonna wrap up with Herb Pennock as our 5th starter, or 4th starter rather. Lawrence Bennett is going to be our emergency starter, long reliever. Our best reliever is probably either Joe Bush or Sad Sam Jones. Let's look at pitching ratings, and I'll determine from there. Sam Jones has elite movement and pretty good control. Joe Bush doesn't have the control, but has a little bit more stuff. I think it likes Sam Jones being our stopper this year. If it's a close game or we need a pitcher, I'd rather have Sam Jones on the hill than just about anybody else we've got. Um, and everyone else is a middle reliever, I think. Maybe Harry Harper can do some long relief, but I think everyone else is a middle reliever. I would like one dominant reliever if we could get one, but honestly, we're still in the air. We expect most of our pitchers to finish the game. Like, we look at Wade Hoyt, who was the Cy Young winner from last year, right? Like, he won the award, best pitcher in the league. If we take a look at his pitching stats here, I want to draw your attention to, where is it? Not that. Yeah, 36 complete games. 36 complete games. He pitched 42 games. He completed 36. That just doesn't happen, and it never will happen again. In my opinion, I don't think we'll ever see that happen again in Major League history. We'll ever see pitchers complete even 10% of their games. I think is unrealistic. That's my opinion. So that being said, we need to get rid of 4 position players. I got to keep both my catchers. I really want to trade Stuffy McInnes if I can. I wonder if there's a decent veteran being offered. There really isn't. These guys all suck. Really hard. Like, so hard. I'm gonna go ahead and waive Stuffy McInnes. Like, I don't really see a benefit to keeping a first baseman, an extra first baseman on the roster that I'm not gonna use. Herb Hunter just sucks. There's almost literally nothing that he does that is remotely interesting to me, besides suck. Fred Downer can go to the minors. I don't think Mike McNally is that great. Like, Frank Brazil is about as good as he is a second base, but he's a way better hitter with a lot more upside offensively. I just think it's silly to keep Mike McNally. Aussie Witt's the other one we could get rid of, but he's a little bit better at third base, and I don't really have a solid backup third baseman, so we're gonna go ahead and bench Mike McNally. Oh, lineups. Let's get these set up. Murder all the lineups, please. Murder them. All right. Batting ratings. Our very best player is Ray Grimes, followed by Oscar Charleston. I think Grimy here is either our number no, Grimey's our number 3, and I think Charleston's our number 4. Oof. What happened to Cristobal Toriente? He just all of a sudden forgot how to hit. Harry Hooper hits leadoff. That's a given. And the question for me is, does Toriente hit second or fifth? Charleston's a pretty good second, but he's not a very good center fielder. Oh, that problem. I'd rather have Toriente play center, I think. Maybe? Yeah, he's a better center fielder. So, Charleston, you're going to play left. I think we let Toriente bat fifth, which begs the question of who hits second. I have too darn good many outfielders, is my problem. And no good center fielders, which is an issue. Frank Brazil seems like a good choice, except I don't know that I want to trust him that high in the order right now. But he might be my best fit. So I think we're going to go with that. We're going to try Frank Brazil hitting second. Hitting third will be Eddie Foster. He'll bat sixth. Everett Scott bats eighth, seventh. And then who's the best catcher of my two catchers? Buck Ewing isn't very good. Mickey Devine is even less good. So I guess it's Buck Ewing's show, and we're just going to generate the depth chart around him. That's fine. We'll be much stronger when Wally Strang comes back. I think that's a critical piece of this puzzle that's going to really help us stay a really good team. Well, we're going to go as far as Grimy and Charleston carry us, and possibly Brazil. Toriente might need to be the odd man out. If I could get a really good center fielder, I would probably do it. But we'll figure it out later. Opening day. Oh, yeah. Good old Joan Jones here is the number 10 prospect in the league, which is pretty exciting. What are my team goals? I wasn't even paying attention. What, an MVP winner? Maybe. Increase attendance? Possible. And then win more than we lose. We'll see. Damn it, Shang. I at no point said you were allowed to stay hurt. Poor Stuffy here. I'm just gonna take you off waivers. Oh, I think I need to send you to the reserve roster. I don't need to. You're already fine. Cool. What are you talking about? I can't designate him to the. I can't designate him, can I? Fine. Jeff Pfeffer is an amazing pitcher. Fuck you, Carl Mays. You killed Ray Chapman. That's probably not fair, but Todd Eller is another really interesting choice. I'd love to get a major arm for the bullpen. I mean, Jeff Pepper is 33 and has some pretty good stats here. But I think the better choice is actually Hod here because he's younger. He even throws a screwball right-handed. That's pretty wild. Yeah, let's do it. Give me Hod. I believe in Hod. And then we're gonna make Mr. Eller here. Oh, I do need to put him on the main roster, don't I? I don't want him on the reserve roster. Where is Hod? Wait, where'd he go? Where's the man, the myth, the legend, Hod Eller? Oh, you're showing him as a starter. That's why I can't find you. Get rid of Hack here. He's a hack. Hod Eller, and we're gonna turn him instantly into a reliever because that's his best position. I'm gonna make a middle reliever that we use more often, and we'll see how that works out for us. Let us go ahead now and advance time. Okay, Dobie Moore coming back is pretty gigantic news. Because he's a really good hitter. But is he good enough? Yeah, he's just flat out a better second baseman than Brazil. Specs go to hell. Right to hell. Um, question is, Frank Brazil is pretty badly struggling. I'm gonna go ahead and start Dobie, and we're gonna let him play second base and see how that works out for us. And we're gonna let Mr. Brazil here be a backup. Okay, not great, not the worst, but not great. I like Harry Hooper a lot, and I don't really have a ton of good hitters waiting for an opportunity. But we'll persevere. And Fred Downer is going to be called up, but it's going to end up being Mike Minosky that takes over. And he is like the most qualified leadoff guy that isn't what's his face? That isn't Harry Hooper. Our depth is being tested though, in a way I did not expect. So we're gonna have to figure that out real fast. I probably only need like 10 players. I probably don't, or 10 pitchers. Don't even need 11, but we're just gonna deal with it for right now. I mean, my boy's got a straightened PCL, so I'm not gonna give him too much shit. Okay, Wally Shang coming back is gigantic. We're gonna get rid of Mickey Devine. But then Mr. Shang comes back. And that just makes us so much better as a team. Like, I need to figure out where to play Wally Shang, which is a great problem to have. Um, I think we bat Dobie Moore lower in the lineup, like probably sixth, because Wally Shang's ability to get on base is so powerful. It just makes us so much better as a club. I love it a lot. Let's do it. No questions. Just that. Dobie Moore is not fucking catching. Is he? Is he actually good at catching? He is not terrible at catching. That's funny. I did not expect that, but I'm here for it nonetheless. Ben Kerr is like 1% better. That's not encouraging at all. Wait, Hoyt's getting better. Ben Pascal's improving. That's not bad. I don't know that it's good, but it's not bad either. Let's zip right on down to the end of May. I'm not even going to look at anything. Oh my god! Shang, quit getting fucking hurt. I need you, bro. I need you in my damn lineup wrecking people. I guess this means dipshit. No, we're going to call up Walt Larian. If I'm going to deal with a subpar defensive catcher, I want somebody who has potentially a lot of upside. So we're going to go ahead and let our newbie. Oh, what if I played Brazil at second and moved Dobie Moore to second to catching? I like that a lot, actually. Let's do it. That I think gives us the best offense possible. So we're gonna do second base, and we're gonna have Dobie Moore catch. If I turn Dobie Moore into a catcher, how bad does he look? He is not terrible. Um, I think he's more than capable of starting as a catcher and letting Buck Ewing be his Yeah, let Will Larian be his backup. We'll carry 3 catchers. Fuck it. But I want to try to get Brazil's bat back in the lineup and see how that turns out. Shang, you need to stop getting hurt. That's all I've got to say. Getting Harry Hooper back, however, is lovely. But do I do something crazy? So here's my quandary. My outfield right now is playing at a really high level. Like Mike Minoski is no joke, an on-base machine. He will eventually cool off. This I understand, but the thing is that Harry Hooper is already 33. Ah, but he's so good. I think it's got to be Hooper. And I think we say goodbye to Fred Downer. And I think we start Harry Hooper over Minoski with the understanding that maybe we find a different position for Minoski at some point. I feel really bad because Minoski has actually been a really good player. But until Harry Hooper hits a snag, he's the better choice. As much as it pains me, he is the better choice. So that's what we're going to go with. For now. I do think if Harry Hooper slips, he's one of the short people. He's on the short list of people that might find themselves on a new team. Um, we're not playing badly, but I am concerned. I am truly concerned with. The thing is, it's hard to look at this team and find out what we're doing poorly. It truly is that difficult. I'm going to look really quickly at defense and see if one of our defenders is fucking up. But that's like the only thing I can think of we could do to improve would be to improve our defensive stats. Toriente sucks. More in Brazil, I'm not as annoyed by, but Toriente being a bad outfielder does annoy me. What can I even do about that, though? I think we just endure it and see what happens as the season goes on. Because literally none of these offensive players, I think, are playing out of their minds right now. They're playing well, but none of them so far have really reached that next level that shows me that, yes, they're one of the best players in the major leagues. I think there's lots of room for us to improve in the second half, even if we don't acquire anybody new. Who is available on the trade block? Mostly uninspired players. Do we try to go all in and grab a truly elite second center fielder? All right. I would like players, hitters, center field. Overall of at least 60. That's my goal. Of course, I already have 3 of them. I'm never playing Wally Shang in center field. Don't be fucking stupid. I could casually try to trade for Ty Cobb. That would be funny, but that's not going to happen. Babe Ruth is not a center fielder. What the fuck, man? That's comical. Tris Speaker would be my platonic ideal of the ideal center fielder, but I don't think we're going to be able to get him without giving something really special in return, and I'm not willing to do that. I think we just suck it up and hope that we can get a decent draft pick at some point in the near future and we can unlock a new center fielder. Yeah, you're not going to start Joe Bush. Not over the pictures I've already got. Thanks, though. Really? He's out for 3 weeks. I gotta say, Frankie boy, you're not really filling me with much joy. Wally, come back. Dobie back to second. And then we're gonna go ahead and slide Mr. Shang back in, hitting second. Stupid James Parks. Who wanted him? What a jerk. What a jerk. Okay. Cool. Good old Joan Jones was a very effective pitcher. We'd love to see that. Frankie B, I'm gonna put you on the reserve roster. I need for you to figure out how to hit again, please. Um, because Dobie Moore is a pretty good second baseman. I can definitely live with that. Do we want to keep the scouting director? I wonder. Oh, good. I find it much easier to see that. You're not my scouting director. Jim Benton is. I think we could probably get a better scouting director. I think we'd let him walk. Oh, I literally didn't set up anybody to do the things they're supposed to be doing. Those are some good coaches. Maybe the All-Star teams. Oh, we don't know yet. We gotta them ahead today. Who made it from Boston? Literally Sam Jones and Wally Chang. And Wakepoint. Okay, I was about to say. Let's not get stupid here. But no. Yeah, I don't know why one of our outfielders did make it. If we take a quick look at our overall WAR, Oscar Charleston is worth 3 WAR. He's certainly better than Ken Williams or Elmer Smith, but it is what it is. It is what it is. Who's Claudio Manella? Oh, he's a Negro Leaguer. Nice. How did you get him? Oh, you drafted him. I see. Very cool. Oh, what about Pug Cavett? I don't recognize that name at all. I guess he actually did pitch in the major leagues. That's fair. That's fair. I don't know what we need. I truly don't know what we need in order to take us to the next level. I don't want to overpay for a reliever no matter how good they are. Like, here's my thing. Here's my thing. I have the best, I have the third best starting pitching staff in the majors. Bill Holland is the only one who isn't pitching that great, and he's still pitching pretty decently. So I don't think pitching is where I'm falling flat. If I were, I think it'd be more likely to give Red Lucas or Lefty Wolf a try than to trade for somebody. I'd probably have too many outfielders. If I could turn an outfielder into a top tier second baseman, that could potentially be really useful. Because Dobie Moore isn't what he used to be. Um, if I traded Harry Hooper, what would that get me in return? Nothing. You have like a fucking no trade clause? Is that your deal? Is that why I can't trade you? Yeah, you've got a no trade clause. That's the problem because you're a 10-5 player. So I'd trade Mike Minosky essentially is what I'm being told, and I don't know that I'm willing to do that. I don't think I'm willing to do that. So I guess the outfield gem's gonna have to continue. Well, they could turn like Cristobal Toriente into an elite uh player, but I think he's already pretty good on his own. Yeah. There's not really an obvious player to trade other than maybe Frank Brazil. And Brazil could be really good. The problem is he's not actually developing. Probably because they're not giving him regular playing time. So I guess the question is Dobie Moore the player we trade? I think we have to get rid of Dobie Moore. I think he is the one. I think he is the most fungible member of this roster. What could I give for Mr. Dobie Moore? Anything great. Anything eye popping. Anything amazeballs. Casey Stengel is not amazeballs under any definition of amazeballs. And I don't really need more outfielders, is the thing. I don't need to go to Dobie Moore. I could simply just put him on the reserve roster and bring up Frank Brazil and let Frank Brazil play his way into competence. So that is what we shall do, my friends. That is what we shall attempt. How is Mr. Larian doing? Here's his issue. This is going to be his great issue. Walt Larian has one skill, which is hitting home runs. Every time he doesn't hit a home run, he's going to look like shit. But if he hits like 10 home runs, he's going to be like one of the best players in the league. So it's very interesting, to say the least. I just don't know what I could do. I don't know who's available that would make a market improvement on this roster. I need the players who already got to play better. That is what I require. I need the players who already got to play their absolute hearts out, and that's what'll take us to the next level. I need better luck for my pitching staff, and I probably need a better defense. Why must you be such an ineffective center fielder, Toriente? Damn it. I really don't want to trade Toriente. I think he is a top tier offensive performer. But the fact is, our pitchers aren't benefiting from his incompetence in center field. They're not. And I can't trade Harry Hooper. That's my other big issue. If I could trade Harry Hooper, I would. But he's being a jackass, and he's not willing to waive his no trade clause. And I don't want to cut him. I want to get something for my efforts with him. Um, Yeah, Waite Hoyt's ERA has exploded, and I bet his FIP is about the same. If we take a peeky peek at his expanded pitching, no, this would be opponent batting stats, but notice expanded pitching stats. Here we go. His FIP is skyrocketed, even though his peripherals are right about the same. He is striking out more hitters. He's actually performing better in a lot of ways, but what he's not doing is he's not benefiting from his great defense. The defense is lacking. Oh, that's right. You were part of the Babe Ruth deal, weren't you? I guess you weren't. Okay. I thought you were. Maybe you weren't. All this is to say, I need a better center fielder, and I don't know how we get one. I truly do not know how we get a better center fielder. I can but try. Mm. I'm not giving up Minosky unless I'm getting something really good in return. Okay, Ray Powell is up for consideration. And Ray Powell is a markedly better center fielder than I presently enjoy. Defensively, that is. Defensively. If you look at his stats, he's still made 14 errors. So that's, kind of yikes. I would dearly love to get Max Carey if we could. That, I think, would be a wonderful addition to our club. A really good defender who's also excellent at getting on base would be a really nice fit. Can I get Max Carey, and what would it cost me? Oscar Charleston, get the fuck out of here. I cannot offer you Harry Harper. Not Harry Harper, Harry Hooper, because you're just going to reject it. Mike Minosky, out of curiosity, does that do anything for you? No, I have to give you two really good players. What if I offered you Toriente for him? What if we did a good old-fashioned challenge trade? No, same issue. I'm not giving you two players for Max Carey. As great as Max Carey is, I'm not giving up two players for him. If I offered Mike Minosky for a center fielder, I wonder what I could get. I could get Ray Powell. I could get Benny Koff. Benny Kopp is not a very good center fielder, though. Hurley McNair is average at best. Ray Powell is not much better than Toriente, though. Whitey Witt is not a center fielder. Charlie Blackwell is not a center fielder. I'm just not that impressed by what's on the market. Not enough to give up Mike Minosky. So I think we just stand pat. Yeah. I could get a better third baseman, I guess. That is an area we could definitely improve at. Next sim, please. Is there a third baseman up for grabs? I'd love to get Max Carey. Max carry would solve so many problems, but the thing is, I don't have anything that you want besides Oscar Charleston, who I'm not giving up. I start with Monosky. I wonder if I could offer another player and get us closer. I want to start with Mike Monosky. And what if I added in the Dobes? Go be more. This seems like such a bad idea to give up give up that many players. I can't offer you specs, sadly. I could give you Mickey Devine or Mike McNally. Doesn't move the needle, does it? I've offered you $200,000. You know what? Done. Complete trade. Let's freaking go. I'm sorry the fans are sad, but I made us a better team. Instantaneously. Now, the real question is, what do we do about the outfield? Because now I have 4 outfielders for 3 spots. I'd rather have Toriente play than Hooper. That's what we're gonna do. So Mr. Max Carey is gonna lead off and play center field. And then Mr. Toriente plays right field. And then Harry Harper becomes the most overqualified. Yeah, I don't mind him playing frequently, but I don't want him playing every day over Toriente. Toriente is just a better player than he is, in my estimation. But this gets us great center field defense and still a very competent player who steals lots of bases. I think this is tremendously valuable to us, and I'm happy to have him along. I think that's all I'm gonna do this off season. Losing Monosky does hurt. Let's not mince words there. Monosky's actually a really talented player who I think is probably gonna end up thriving with the New York Giants, but I needed a true center fielder. And I think we've got one now, and I think it's really gonna help us out here in the long run. Or at least the medium term, because it is important to note that Max Carey is already in his 30s. Chick Rossi is getting better. That's cool. Red Lucas got a lot better. Damn, son. Specs got better. Harry Hooper's getting worse. Oscar Charleston. Man, we're fighting. We're fighting tooth and nail to try to be the best team in the league. I just don't think it's easy. I think it's really, really difficult. To get there. I don't know what we can do to really improve that. Like, here's our ultimate problem. Our ultimate problem is that there's one playoff spot in the American League, and that's it. Which means, yes, if we get on a bit of a hot streak, we can win the pennant. But it's not like last year where we're going to dominate. The Tigers have a really good team. And no small part thanks to Rick Stevenson, the 6th overall pick in the draft. But they've got a really good team. Not the least of which is Ty Cobb. Their pitching is shit, but Ty Cobb is so fucking good that it doesn't matter. Ty Cobb fixes a lot of issues. And while we don't, the only player we have like that that's that dominant is Oscar Charleston. And in some years he'd be MVP worthy. The problem is Babe Ruth. And as long as Babe Ruth's hitting 40 home runs and no one else is hitting 20, it's going to be his award to win every year. So let us consider, let us cogitate what we could do. What could we do better? Wally Shang is dominating in some ways, but not in others. It's fine. Max Carey is on fire since coming to the AL, which is very appreciated. Most appreciative of his offensive capabilities as well as defensive. Grimy has been sensational. Truly an excellent player. Our problem isn't we don't have enough good players. Our problem is that our good players aren't playing well enough. That is what we presently face. That is the concern du jour. What about these shitty players? I don't know, but as a reliever, you're already basically elite. But I do want you to try to become a starter. I do want you to eventually figure out how to be a decent starting pitcher. Specs would not be a terrible second baseman. Mr. Speckaroo, I'm going to go ahead and put you on the roster and let you get some backup reps. We need Toriente at the moment. At least we do for now. Let's simulate another month. Like, there's not a whole lot else I can do except for just hope that our players play better. I mean, all it takes is getting hot at the right time. That's the key here. We just have to get hot at the right time. All right. Presently, we're only ahead in the loss column. If we can win these next couple of games, we've got a chance to still win the pennant. Let's do it to the end of the regular season. How long are you out? You're day to day for a week. Okay. Guys, we did it. We narrowly, and I mean narrowly, won the pennant. The St. Louis Browns were a really fucking good team this year. A really good team this year. And guys like George Sisler and Ken Williams are why they were so good. I quite frankly am pretty shocked that we played as well as we did, but we did play extremely well. And now all we have to do is take that into the playoffs and win the World Series. Easy, right? Anyone can win. They cannot. I kind of don't want to play Bill Holland, but I kind of think we have to. Who are we even playing against? We're playing against the Reds. Is it still a 9-game series? Still a 9-game series. Okay. The thing is, Harry Hooper is such a good player that I'm not concerned at all if we do happen to lose Toriente. Why are we not pitching Wait Hoyt? Is Hoyt tired? Maybe he's tired. No, he is ready to go. Then Hoyt it is. Oof, if they can beat Wait Hoyt, we're in a lot of trouble. Oh dear. Really? We're not even gonna fucking try. We've just given up. We kind of blew our load just trying to win the AL, and we're not even competitive in the least. Wow. I mean, come the fuck on. We were barely competitive the entire time. Barely. It's because we didn't hit. We did not hit. And yes, their pitching staff is fantastic. But ours is certainly not chopped liver. We should definitely have played much better than we did. We were the number one team in the American League in runs by almost 200 runs over the Reds in the National League. And yet, we didn't score more than 3 runs in a game, or 4 runs in a game. Like, players just vanished. I think, like, my best guess is they got gas working so hard. Let's look and see what happened here. 8-4 certainly seems one-sided, although no, we only had 2 fewer hits than the Reds. Only 2 fewer. Wade Hoyt just got hit. When he got hit, we gave up runs. When Mr. Reuther got hit, he did not give up runs. That's what happened. Like, I don't know how to explain it more simply than that. Wade Hoyt got hit at the worst possible time. Bill Holland had a good game, but Wiley Marshall was better. Like, again, looking at these two pitchers, yes, one of them gave up 2 more runs. But other than that, they were nearly identical. Holland was far more efficient. Oscar Charleston making an error doesn't help, but that's disappointing. And we didn't give up any earned runs, so it doesn't unearned runs, so it doesn't really matter. What happened here? Rube Marquard turned in a genuinely brilliant pitching performance. An all-time Hall of Fame style game. He just dominated. As he should. This is a guy who's in the Hall of Fame. Herb Pennock. Again, they're just getting hit. And whether that's because my defense isn't good enough or what the deal is, Stan Kovaleski had an amazing game. No matter what you think of my pitchers, this was an elite offense that just completely disintegrated come playoff time. We had 3 above average consistent performers: Oscar Charleston, Ray Grimes, and Everett Scott. And Max Carey was good too. But the rest of y'all sucked. Toriente was useless. Eddie Foster vanished. Brazil vanished. Shang vanished. The difference is they got timely hitting, and we did not. And so we got destroyed in the World Series. None of these games were that competitive. Their pitchers got the outs they needed to get. Our pitchers did not. And that's what it comes down to. That is absolutely what it comes down to. Their pitchers pitched at the very best they could. Ours did not. Should we have just benched Toriente because Hooper was better? Probably. But sucked. To not even win one fucking game just feels awful. To just get boat raced in the entire World Series because my team just gave up. Maybe because Cincinnati had an easier time with the World Series, getting to the World Series, so they're able to cruise a little bit more. I guess. Like, they had a 3-game lead at the end, but we were molten hot at the end of the season, and then we got to the playoffs, and we just didn't get anything accomplished. But that feels gross. It feels really bad to be in a best-of-9 series, and we don't even win one game. I mean, Franklin Gerardo is a pretty bad hitting coach. I probably need to start canning some coaches. Um, we need a new scouting director, though. We need to make sure we're getting the very best players that we can. Scout. I mean, Claude Berry is very clearly the best choice. I mean, he is favor tools, but that's how we get potentially really elite players. And his raw scouting capabilities make him a perfect candidate. So we're gonna go ahead and bring him in. That sucked. That felt really bad. That felt like a really shitty type of season. Let's talk about what went well. Before we get too depressed. What the fuck? Game? Where's Oscar Charleston? What? Oscar Charleston's not a starting pitcher. What the fuck have you done? Game. Have you lost your mind? Oscar Charleston is a fucking starting pitcher. Game. Anyways, Charleston was amazing. Truly could not have asked for more from the heart and soul of our franchise. He took an amazing first season and then was like, oh, what if I was even better the second year? I cannot stress enough how pleased I am at his performance and how happy I am that he is a Boston Red Sox. Truly, truly special, and I'm really looking forward to seeing him continue to be one of the better players in the league. Charleston's not going to win MVP, but he might get some down ballot votes potentially. Max Carey, I wanted stability at center field, and by God, I got stability at center field. I got an on base machine. I got everything I wanted out of Max Carey and more. Truly lucky to have had him on the team. Grimy. Just an outstanding player from top to bottom. Really can't say more than that. Just really special. Where's Toriente? What the fuck have you done with Toriente? Would you quit turning random people into starters, game? Have you lost your mind? My God. Yes, please put our fucking outfielder where he belongs. Toriente had an amazing year. Getting him out of center field is going to help a lot. He had a really good year. Harry Hooper was very, very productive. Everett Scott. Everett Scott knowing how to hit is frankly terrifying. He did make 32 errors, but I think in this era that's actually pretty good. Let me be perfectly blunt. Achoo. That is not repeatable. He's not hitting 12 triples again. We got really, really lucky, and if I had another shortstop, I would sell as high as I could on him. But alas, no such luck. Eddie Foster is actually pretty decent, but it is the dead ball era, and we want to try to see a little bit more out of our performances, out of our third baseman. It is hard to say that any of our players, other than Walt Larian, played poorly. Walt Larian needs a lot of development before he'll be even a decent backup catcher. Because he's such a bad hitter. If he doesn't have the elite on base skills or just making contact every now and again. So we're going to have to figure something else out in catcher next year for sure. Our pitching. I mean, Wade Hoyt was like 1% worse than he was last year. And it's mostly an uptick in home runs that did it. Great pitching. Bill Holland, I know his ERA is high, but he still was a great pitcher. Herb Pennock, Jay Jones, excellent. We had really good pitching. Well, Sam Jones was not. I probably need a better reliever. We'll have to think about that in the offseason, but I don't know what to say. Um, Other than these hitters need to figure out their shit, and they need to figure it out tomorrow. Because, yeah. There's cool Papa Bell. That's pretty badass. He wasn't a pitcher, was like his most famous for his speed, which they definitely have him having. Do they? No, they don't. I thought that was the thing about Cool Papa Bell, that he was an amazing base stealer. Isn't that what they said? I wonder if we just don't have hitting records for him, and that's why they treated him as a pitcher. Maybe. Martin Tehigo? That's a name I know. I know that guy's name. This isn't a great year to need a hitter, though. And that's really what we need. We need another position player to help us out. And there just isn't one that's going to make it to us. Like, let's be realistic. Earl Combs is not going to be there when we draft. He's just going to be gone. Mm. Bucketfoot Al ain't going to be there either. Like, we look just at hitters in this draft pool. There are some really good options, and none of them are going to fall to us, I don't think. OSA predicts that we're going to end up drafting Herb Thomas. That's not the worst idea, but it's not the best either. Now, maybe we'll get a new scouting director and he'll have a very different opinion for us, but Freddie Lindstrom would be a nice little second baseman for us. I'd be pretty happy with that. I'd be proper chucked if we could get him, but I'm not going to. But that's it for today's episode. Another outstanding regular season that falls drastically short come playoff time. We're gonna have to do something if we're gonna get over the hump and be the great team that I think we can be. But until next time, my friends, this has been Guardian. Thank you for watching, and I bid you good day.